Kreke, and right now we're going to bring on one of the other newest coaches, and that would be Maria Kreke, who is the new bowling coach, men's and women's bowling coach here at Baldwin-Wallace. And Coach, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
And also, welcome to the university. You can move your cord out of the way of your microphone there. There you go.
Got it.
Nope. All right. Well, welcome to the program, the athletic program overall. What's it been like to become a head coach?
I mean, it's been really exciting. Today was my first day, so
you're starting right in the frying pan.
Yep, exactly. So, I'm not even actually living here yet, so it's all very overwhelming but very exciting and definitely a dream job for me. So
yeah, no doubt about it. This is an opportunity for you to start a program from scratch, and technically you're starting two because you're starting a men's and you're starting a women's program. And I understand that the women are NCAA sanctioned and the men will be treated as a varsity sport, but it's more of a club situation. Mm-hmm. What was it about this opportunity that made you want to come to Baldwin-Wallace?
Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to do some sort of opportunity like this. This just kind of happened to fall in the right place at the right time. And for me personally, I just kind of started looking all around for an opportunity like this. And when I found Baldwin-Wallace and the opportunity posting, I was like, wow, this is just an incredible fit for me to be able to go out and recruit and do the whole starting from scratch thing and be able to build something. It's kind of like my child. You know, I get to build it up from the ground up, and that's really exciting on top of the fact that I get to go out and have my own professional career on top of it. So just together, twofold makes it a really great experience.
Not worried at all about overworking yourself with two programs and a job on the side?
No, honestly, I came from a place where I was working 4 jobs because I was a professional bowler and I had my part-time job, full-time job, and this is honestly to me just one big job altogether. So
that's awesome.
And I love bowling, so I can't imagine myself not wanting to do it.
Yeah, speaking of bowling, you are a member of the Professional Women's Bowling Association. How long have you been a PWBA member, and what tournaments do you participate in?
Yeah, so just this year is the first year that I'm doing it, so I only registered about a month ago. Before then, I did professional tournaments, just never as the member itself. So this year, I will be going out and doing the entire PWBA tour, which is pretty much the entire summertime, taking up, few different stops here and there, but I'll be traveling all across the country to do those.
What's that experience like, just getting to travel around the country competing against the best bowlers in the world?
It's incredibly exciting, honestly. Like I said, it's a dream come true to be able to go out and do those kind of things. I can't even put into words how exciting it is, and there's always so many good people when you go out there and so much support on top of it. And, you make friends along the way, and you're very competitive with all these people, but it's just such a good, welcoming community.
Yeah, bowling is fun to participate in, even if you're just doing it recreationally.
Absolutely.
But it's also fun to watch it done at the highest level. Like, people love to watch golf, and that's not really necessarily my speed. But if you give me a good bowling competition, I'm out there and I'm watching it. Even if it's 1:30 in the morning and I just can't sleep, I'm turning on FS1 and watching it because it's fun to see it done at the highest level.
Very much.
And you have the personal experience. You've not only seen it, you've done it. I mean, that's got to be pretty cool to say you've competed against some of the best in the world.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I've met the best in the world. That's the best thing about, the bowling community is you can go out professionally and bowl, and you're meeting the people that you grew up watching on TV, and you're competing against them.
So, obviously, we talked about you joining the PWBA tour and spending all summer on the tour, but before you get to that, you have to get really good at bowling. When did the journey start for you, and what have you done to get to this point?
I mean, my journey started when I was about 5 years old. I walked into a bowling alley. I honestly remember walking into my brother's bowling league, and I was too young to actually join the league, and I cried to my mom because I wanted to bowl so bad. She was a semi-professional bowler as well, so because of her and growing up in the area and just that kind of, it was really, really fun to grow up in the bowling community itself. That's where I started, and then ended up bowling in high school and college, and now I'm a professional.
Bowling is a sport that has gained popularity in terms of becoming a varsity sport at the high school level in Ohio for quite a few years now. Unfortunately, it was after my time in high school. I was still a little bit upset about that because I would have loved to have done it in high school. But, I mean, it just seems like Northeast Ohio is a growing bowling community. It always had a strong bowling community from a recreation league standpoint, but now it's filtering down into the schools, and there are programs all over that form a nice recruiting base for you to look at.
Yeah, that's honestly really exciting, and one of the reasons that I think that this opportunity is really, really great, because I was just looking the other day, there's only about 4 colleges that actually offer bowling in the state of Ohio, and where I come from, they're everywhere, and there's so much competition, and this is just kind of one of those spaces that it's already a growing bowling community as is, and this is just kind of another opportunity to allow students to maybe not go so far from home just to be able to compete and also get, that good academic behind it, and so.
Yeah, so do you view this more as a challenge or an exciting opportunity because you're starting from scratch? You base level, you are building it up from day one.
I mean, it's definitely both, but honestly, I'm more excited than I am nervous or scared about the road that I have ahead. There's definitely going to be challenges that come up, but definitely excited.
I mean, you don't seem to be one to back down from a challenge. In addition to bowling, you mentioned that you kept a busy schedule. You were an assistant high school coach in Illinois, and you were managing a traineeship at Penske and then serving as a financial planner for a company, much like Coach Toddy. You don't like too much downtime. You like staying busy, don't you?
Oh, I love being busy. There's not a day that, and I want to be busy in the bowling alley. That's just kind of what I found. So anything that I can do to get out of the house and into a bowling alley, I will be there.
How much fun do you have on the lanes, even on a bad day when you're not throwing, the game that you think you should?
Yeah.
How much is this just a passion for you that, like, you just want to be around it all the time?
Yeah, I mean, there are those days that it really gets down on me and I want to do better, and, it does hurt. And I think that, the sadness that comes out of not winning or not doing well is really just some of that passion getting thrown in there. But honestly, there are days that I'm bowling, poorly, and I acknowledge it, and I just kind of say, well, I can either, continue bowling poorly, or I can, wake up a little bit and get back on the lane and keep going and keep fighting for it, because it is really my passion. So it's still very, very fun, and especially if you get through a tournament where you started really bad, you ended all right or even good, you can kind of take a good step back from that and say, that's a good, fun experience regardless of how it started.
Yeah, bowling is something that I love to do in my free time. I love being out there on the lanes, and you have a really good game in a series and you're thinking, wow, this is off to a great start. And that second game hits and you throw a couple of bad balls and you're just like, oh, it's going to be one of those days. But as a coach, how do you help an athlete come out of those slumps? Is there anything you can do to help them kind of recenter themselves?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a lot of the strategy that I've kind of found that works for me. And I got to find, obviously things that work for each individual. But I think the biggest thing is having fun and having people to support you during those bad times. You're going to make bad shots. That's just the way
Everybody
of bowling.
does, yep.
Every single, no one bowls a 300 every single time. So I will never expect that out of my students, and I will never expect them to throw a great shot every single time, because it just doesn't happen. But when it does happen, if you're starting to get mad and things like that, we just need to relax a little bit, have a little bit of fun, because truthfully, you can't look at the last frame and then bowl your next frame because you're just going to be mad about the frame before. You got to reset completely, bowl the next frame, because there's nothing you can do if you missed a spare.
So you mentioned bowling a 300 game. Do you have one of those on your record, and if so, how many?
I do. I actually only have one, and it's not even sanctioned, unfortunately. And
still counts.
It still counts to me, absolutely.
Somebody saw it.
Well, yeah, it was in a league, too. It just wasn't a sanctioned league. So, unfortunately, I don't have it. I had an 842 series on top of it. So, it was an incredible night. And then I just honestly don't bowl as many leagues, because of that. And so, when I went back to St. Louis, I was hoping I'd maybe, pop one in there, because I was in 3 or 4 leagues and just hasn't happened yet. So, hopefully I'll find a league out here, and I'll throw my first sanctioned 300 out here.
There are quite a few bowling alleys around the area. We could talk off air about that, but I'll help you find one if you're looking for it, because, like I said, Northeast Ohio for generations has been a big bowling community, and you're going to find it really quickly that it has gone down to the high school level, and there's some really good bowlers at the high school level.
Yeah, and it's incredible. It's a great market to step into, absolutely.
Before we let you go, like Coach Todd, like I asked her, how do prospective bowlers get in touch with you and find out about the program?
Yeah, my email and my phone number are on the website. There's a Recruit Me on the website as well. So feel free to reach out, honestly, at any time. I'm also really heavy on social media, so I can be found just about anywhere if you want to look me up. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, honestly, anything. I am reachable at any place.
And you start in the spring of winter-ish 2024?
It'll be fall, yeah.
Fall,
so,
okay.
September-ish,
23.
yeah.
All right, so you don't have much time.
Not much time, that's for sure.
But that kind of adds to the excitement level.
Oh, yeah.
You know that you got to hit the ground running, literally.
Oh, yeah. I love pressure, so the pressure will keep me going for sure.
Well, if you can handle the PWBA pressure and all that, I think building your first program will be just fine. We wish you the best of luck in building the program, and also best of luck this summer.
Thank you.
Where can we watch you do what you like to do best on the bowling alleys this summer?
Yeah, Bowl TV is probably the best place because they live stream just about every single tournament that there is. And then if I happen to make it to a TV final, that's going to be, I believe I don't even know which program they throw it on anymore. It used to be Fox Sports, but it's not anymore. But at some point, if I make it, you'll see me post on Facebook and Instagram. So
That's awesome.
Follow me on social media for those updates.
Any tournaments in the Ohio area this summer that we could come out and watch?
There's actually a PWBA stop in the Ohio area. It's in Parma. I believe it's in July, maybe. I'll have to double check that. But that is in the Parma area, so that would be a great opportunity, especially for incoming athletes. If they want to come watch, definitely a great opportunity to do that.
Yeah, if you want to see what it's like at the highest level and see what you could be a part of with Coach here at the Baldwin-Wallace program, definitely recommend getting out there and watching it. Coach, thank you very much for the time. It was a pleasure talking with you. Best of luck building the program.
Thank you.
That's Coach Maria Kreke, the new bowling coach, men's and women's bowling coach here at Baldwin-Wallace University. And she will be building 2 new programs that will start in the fall.